All right, this is day number 3. Got a new sickle bar this morning, or knife, I should call it, sickle knife. And I got some fingers for the reel because we had a couple missing up there. So we got to take out this old one. We have tried to weld these in the past, but weld just doesn't last. It crystallizes and it breaks again. So you just got it. It's a special type of iron that it's very flexible, but it takes a beating. It's pretty amazing. So this head's got to come off. A couple guards got to come off. He's got to undo this section right here, or this joint, and then we'll slide this whole piece out, slide the whole piece in, the new one, hook it back up there, hook that back up there. We should be back in business and in the field shortly. There it is right there. Now he's got needle bearings in there. We don't want to get those messed up, but the head's okay. I have to just kind of lightly clean the dirt out of here. All right, we're ready to roll. Let's get to the field. Combine's ready to go. Dad's already out there. Had to do a bunch of stuff this morning, so I'm a little late, but better late than never. Getting some of the best peas of the season so far. What is that? 27, 28, 29, 30? Hit 30? Oh, is it not gonna hit 30? 29. Oh, that's close. Anyways, this is awesome here. This is good. Oh, I saw 31. Just saw it. There it is, 30. So, yes, 30 bushel peas. That's, woo, yeah. That doesn't mean the whole farm of our pea crop. That's just this field here. We're 550 acres into almost 2,000 acres of peas, so it's probably gonna change as we go. But for now, we're officially averaging above 20 bushels an acre across the board, thanks to this field, so that's awesome. That's right now making 3 times the yield of last year. So this crop right here is making as much as the past 3 years combined. When you're making 7 to 10 bushel an acre a year, yeah, this feels good. Okay, just taking it in. All right, back to farm.
Do you see antelope? There's some antelope over there. Are you all excited? Huh? There was a doe and 2 fawns that ran out in front a ways, and I got him all excited, but they're not chaseable. All right, Kobe, go back to sleep.
Well, the honeymooning's over. Yeah, this field's not doing as well. It's funny because this field's not even a quarter of a mile from the field that did 23, 24 bushels an acre. This was doing 14, 15. Well, 13, it says, is an average. Hard to say. Don't know why it's doing that, but it just quality of land. Maybe a rain shower happened to hit that side and just missed this side. I don't know, but it's still peas, so we'll get them in the combine and then put them in the bin.
Oh, there they are again. What? Am I being mean?
And yields are 12 bushels an acre so far. I've been cutting down on the coulees down here. It's been a lot of back and forth, real slow. There's just hard ground in this area. It doesn't produce very well. But the wind really picked up. We're 30, 40 mile an hour gusts. It's crispy out here. I just pray we don't have a spark and start a fire. We've got the freight shaker here with 2,000 gallons and the fire tamer. So if we do have a fire, we at least are somewhat prepared. Plus, we'll obviously dial 911 and call the fire department, hopefully get them out here immediately if it happens too. But it's on the edge of where, should we even be out here? I don't know. We do this every year. We harvest in these kind of winds, but if you did happen to start a field fire, it would be tough to stop in this wind. Yeah, we'll keep rolling, I guess, for now. Let's make that call. So let's get to it.
Some probably are asking, why are we growing yellow peas? Well, we start growing yellow peas just to get an alternative crop other than just wheat or barley. The beauty of peas, yellow peas, is we can seed those the very first thing in the spring, even before you probably should be seeding wheat. You can seed those as soon as you can get in the field. As soon as the frost is hardly out of the ground, there might be some frost below, you can actually seed because they're a very cool weather crop. So they fit very well in our area. And then they're very shallow rooted, so they really don't go deep. So any moisture that's down, 12 inches, 16 inches down there, the peas don't really take that. So they don't remove what is necessary for a good crop next year as far as submoisture. So it really fits a good rotation. We cannot grow it every other year though, because there is a fungus that can, bacteria that can be in the ground called Escida, and that once you get a fairly good population of it, it can stay in the ground for over 8 to 10 years and really hurt the crop. It's a fairly inexpensive crop. The other thing about the yellow peas or the pulse crops is that they produce nitrogen in the soil. So they have nodes, and if we inoculate them with a microbe on the seed, then they'll produce more nitrogen than what they consume, and there's some nitrogen for that wheat crop next year. Anyway, that's just a little tidbit to know for you, and we'll get this field done. In fact, we just finished it. We're going to unload in the truck and go to the next one.
Are the hopper numbers down this year? They are non-existent. I'm not kidding. I found three, maybe 4 grasshoppers this entire year. They're just gone. I don't know what happened to them. They just disappeared. It's amazing. It's awesome. How's my dad's pickup running or doing? Not good. Doesn't have an engine, and it's sitting in the boneyard right now. He's still trying to figure out what he wants to do, whether to buy if he can find one, buy a reman, drop it in, or a used engine, or find a whole different pickup. So I'm trying to decide on that. But he's got another pickup. He's got a Duramax. So he parked his Colorado, and he's going to run his Duramax until he gets that figured out. That's for the new truck, 377 Pete. Still not named yet. With the new trailer, we're thrilled with that truck. White spot leaf result, the tan spot or whatever it was. It definitely was hurting our crop, but this heat burnt it off, so it's gone. The crop, that disease left because it's been 90 to 100 degrees for like 2 weeks straight. But the crop itself was pretty much burnt to begin with, so we really weren't that worried about it because, like I told some people, okay, so it's 12 bushel wheat, and now got tan spot disease, and now you've got 11 bushel wheat, or 10 bushel wheat. So you lost 2 bushels. Well, 2 bushels is not going to pay for your fungicide to spray it. You're going to need to save 7 or 8 bushels, 10 bushels, just to be worth spraying it. So we just left it. Just wrapped up another live stream for day number 3 of harvest. Went pretty good. Not too bad. Not terribly exciting, but it was fun. In the middle of the field currently, going right up the center. It is windy still, but we're still going. This is running 16 to 17 in this field. So a little better than the previous field, but not a lot better. Still really happy with this considering what it could have been. So no, this is definitely progress. We're getting there. There we go. Combine's greased, fueled, and ready to go. Auger's still out. I'll fix that in a second. Let me swing it out when we back up to the fuel tanks. But day number 4, here we go. We've got almost half the yellow peas harvested. So we have a chunk left to go. But so far yields are probably running an average of 17, 18, I bet. We've had a couple fields that surprised us and ran 24. And a couple fields that ran 13. So, average. But we're getting there. We'll see how today rolls. Wind's down, that's good. Fires, hopefully not as big a deal. Let's make it happen. Okay,
Up ahead is 4 bucks with velvet horns, antlers, I mean, that are still growing. This is still July, so they're still growing their antlers. I'm going to show them up ahead. Kobe sees them, and they're running. They're walking right along the fence line. There's one. There's 2, 3, 4. What do you think, Kobe? What? Do you see the deer? What do you think? Yeah, those all 4 are going to be great bucks. Just looking at them, it looks like what we call a 4-point or back east or 8-point or better when they finally get developed. So that's cool to see them hanging together. All right. The buck doesn't stop here because it's still going down the field. I know, Kobe. You haven't got a license to chase them. You haven't got a license, bro. Oh, dear me.
Good morning. Okay. Last night, this Peterbilt right here and the International are full. They brought them back from the combines. I'm going to take them over to the bins. Well, at least take one over and unload it, make sure it's ready for them so they can have room to fill the truck when they need it. Because the last thing that I want is them waiting on the truck. They're going to be greasing the combines, filling them up, doing a few things. They haven't started harvesting yet, but I just want to make sure that I get these trucks nice and empty right for them. So yeah, things are going pretty good. And by the way, this Peterbilt that we put together, it really has turned out well. I like how it turns. It's got a really good turning radius on it. I like how the hood slopes down a little bit. It's easier to see what's in front of you. I love the power. I don't think we're gonna mess with the power. I don't think we're gonna tune it up. I would say it's probably 450 is probably a good spot to say that's with those injectors and turbo. It definitely woke it up quite a bit. It rides smooth. This thing's got cab suspension on the back. We've never had that on any of our trucks, and just really nice to ride. Now, if you had to pick between the 9370 and the 377 Pete that I'm in, which one would I pick? Oh man, that's a tough one. For the ride and visibility, this truck, hands down, because there's no sleeper in the back, and it just rides really smooth, it runs good. But for the nostalgic and old school, classy feel of a truck, I would pick the 9370, hands down. If I was doing over-the-road trucking, I think I'd probably take the 9370, just because it's an awesome truck. But anyways, that's just my opinion. I know there's prettier trucks out there than this 377, but right now this is the nicest truck we have on our farm, so that's kind of cool.
All right, day number 5 of harvest. Still in peas. It's the 27th of July. And I went late last night. That skid shoe's seen better days. I gotta clean that up. They pop out sometimes up here and then they drag, and then you get a big mound of dirt in front of your header. And, well, it just happened late last night. I literally just finished this field and I just parked it. That was in the header too, right here. Gotta love rocks, but thankfully there's a nice area here that they collect in, so that's good. But we got one pea field over here we're gonna do, and then all the peas in this area are done. It's just across the farm to their side that's left for peas. So we're gonna probably switch gears after that and do the lentils. Lentils are looking pretty good, I think. I don't know, but we did have a nasty, unpredicted, unforecasted thunderstorm that came over in the middle of the night, and it hit hard. Dry, it didn't rain much or anything, but just heavy winds, and it knocked a bunch of pods on the ground. So we lost a few percentage of the pods. Nothing you can do once they're on the ground. So we'll see when we get into them. I don't know, I'm guessing 12 to 15 bushel if we're on the mark, but who knows? Maybe be surprised like the peas. Safety lock on the header's on, so I can get under here. Get out of there, rocks. There we go. Doesn't look too bent. I think it'll work. Sometimes they get banged up real bad and then you can't even use them. So they pop, this little notch up here pops out all the time. It's actually really annoying. Happens way more than it should. The plastic's all swelled up and it's hitting against this cutter bar skid shoe. So if I take these out, take this off, I could probably get it in there. Now let's try and put it in there. Is there still room? Looks like it'll fit. Oh, I'll take that one off too. There we go. That's better. There we go. Back on. So I'll put my skid shoe back on. We never got that bent yet. That got bent last year. We didn't get a chance to get that fixed, to get these on there, but they just run this one spot without it. But I'll put that one back on, go through this cutter bar, just double check some of the guards, make sure we're good, and then I think we're ready to roll. Jumped across the next field, so I'm just cutting the headlands off. Headlands are the end of the field, so when you're seeding, you turn around and go back, turn around and go back. The headland is the one side that you seed a horizontal line to, or perpendicular, I should say, to the main direction of the field. And so we cut these off first, go up, down. That way it gives us a turning around area, so then we can go up and down the field like this. Make sense? Good. Just got down into a low spot in this field. It's running pretty good. 25, 23, 27, 22. I think the yields throughout this whole kind of valley here are going to be significantly higher just because it's a low spot and water likes to go down. So that's where we're going to get our yields. It's going to help pull the averages up. That's good. Maybe we'll get to that 20 across the board. Right now I think we'll probably be like 17, 18 peas across the whole board of the whole farm. But you keep getting fields like this, the numbers keep going up. Just like your miles per gallon on your car, you know. It takes just a couple stop and goes to drop that average mileage down quite a bit. But then when you finally get on the freeway and get some no headwind and downhill and get those numbers back up there where you like them in the green area that tells you you're being eco-friendly, that's where we all want to be, right? Kind of like farming.
Now you're probably wondering, why is the old peat sitting here next to the bins? It's kind of all jackknifed in here with this conveyor hooked up to the bin. So here's what we got to do. There's about 6,000 bushels in this bin right here. This is a, what is it, a 3609, that's what they call it. So the diameter of the bin is 36 feet, and then it's 9 rings tall. So it's about 28,000 bushel bin. So we have 6,000 bushels in here from last year's crop. We cannot put New Year's crop on this here because we got to measure exactly what we have in there from New Year's crop. So I got to take out the old crop that's in this bin, and the reason why you're thinking, well, why didn't I just sell it? Like, why did we just sell last year when we had bushels to sell? Well, we didn't know if it's going to be another drought year, and we needed to make sure that we had seed on hand for the next year. So basically, if this year was a complete drought and we didn't get any good seed for spring wheat, at least we have seed for this coming year. So anyways, I'm taking it out of there, putting it in there, taking it around, and I'm using the John Deere 4520 and the old 13-inch, I think is a 70-foot auger that we have. It's a little crude, but it works great. But anyways, bringing it over here, and then I'm putting it into that bin right there. So hopefully everything will fit in that bin. If not, I got more bins to spare to dump it in. But that's the gist with that. But yeah, things are going well so far. Minor problems with combines, and and which has been easy fixes, and like the sickle bar, a couple rocks jammed up in the headers, in the feeder house, simple things like that. But it hasn't held us back from harvesting a lot of acres, so we're doing well. Okay, let's get at it. Warm up a little bit, let this build up air, and then I'll start the conveyor and start filling while I'm unloading. Probably not smart to do two things at once, but I think I got it going on. Wait, we're doing my radio. Are you talking to Grandpa?
Yes.
Oh, my word. Somebody's kids are on the radio. Not mine. I love the Fummins. So much fun. So much fun to ride.
Yeah, Scott. Yeah, you want to turn around? It's still clinking.
Okay, I'll be back there. Something's clanking in the feeder house or his header. And at first we thought we found it, but it apparently something else. It was a finger inside the drum of the auger on the header that was broke, so we pulled that out, and that was part of it, but he says it's clanking again, so we'll go back there and take a look at it and see what we can come up with. All right, we're back here. Gonna take a ride with him and see if we can figure out what's going on. He's complaining about some loud clunking noise, which I just think it's his rock and roll music that he's playing too loud, but...
Well, it happens every time I go like this. I shake my head.
Well, that's...
I can't figure it out.
That sound? Yep. That almost sounds like that chain that we replaced on the feeder house. All right, we'll have to pull the cover off and see if we can look at the chain. All right, so there's a cover over here that I'm gonna, I didn't want it all the way on the ground, but it works too, I guess. I mean, that actually feels really tight. Well, the adjustment's actually not bad. I don't think it's actually the chain. First it sounded like it, but it's tight. I didn't look at it yet. I think I found something. So what's that go to? Oh, found it. The tensioner to the big feeder house chain, the bolt snapped, and we don't have the spring, so that's what was going on. And chances are we don't have a bolt like this too, so we'll probably have to make a trip to the parts store. All right, there we go. Okay, he's gonna run it back to the shop. Be easier to change it there. Get some fuel, a few other things, but we're gonna have to get that figured out. All right, this is what broke. The bolt right here, as you can see, the head broke right off. It's a really hard grade 8 bolt. You can definitely tell by the crystallizing in it. But anyways, as it broke off, it lost the spring that keeps the tension. And the whole purpose of this adjustment right here is to keep the feeder house chain tight. So as it wraps around the spring, or the gear here, comes up here, there's a drum. As the spring compresses, it'll push that drum outward, keeping the pressure on. We didn't have a spring, and it won't be here until sometime middle of next week, but I was able to locate 2 springs. They're a little bit smaller, but they keep enough tension on it. Put those on, tighten it up a little bit, and it's pretty close to the other side, and we're just gonna run it because we got acres to cut, and that little bit of adjustment shouldn't be a make or break. But anyways, yeah, this little bolt that broke was about an hour and a half, 2 hours of delay because we had to run to our parts store and get one of these because they're a special bolt. So yeah, a little major inconvenience, but it's good to go again. I think it'll be good. All right, off to the next thing.